सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय, महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय. Friends, we are talking about Ved. Yes, we are going to gradually proceed for the next sage and his contribution. Devrath, we have already talked about him, but I'd like to tell a small story about Devrath. He was the adopted son of Vishwamitra. It so happens that Harishchandra, a king in those days, was without any issue, had no son. And he prayed to Lord Varun, the god of rains, waters. He prayed to him, but in return he says, if I get a son, I shall offer him back to you at a particular age time. And in the process, when the child is born, of course it becomes difficult for him to offer. So what he does is he adopts a boy, a son of a poor farmer, Ajigarthi, his name is, the man's name is Ajigarthi, and he gives him about 100 cows. And he says, I would like to adopt your son. And then he decides to sacrifice this adopted son instead of his own son. And of course the story goes on with Ajigarthi being tempted every time more and more, because even just to sacrifice the child, he needs to be tied. Now, nobody is willing to tie the child. So he again tempts the father, will you do this for me? So the father is said to have taken something against and willing to do. And nobody is willing to kill the child. So now again Ajigarthi, the father, is approached. I mean, it's a very sad feeling. But the idea, let us just try and first understand what has Ved to tell. It's just a continuous combinations of various weaknesses of man and the help of the gods. It's just the stories continue, the weaknesses and the help, the curses and the boons. It's a beautiful network throughout in the process of creation of the universe. So, it so happens that automatically Ajigarthi is again extended something, but somehow the boy is, his name is Shunashepa. Shunashepa, Ajigarthi's son is Shunashepa. He is an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu. And it is so said that Vishnu intervenes and saves the child. And when he saves it, later Vishwamitra, another great sage, he adopts Shunashepa and names him Devrath. So in Devrath's compositions, we see that his prayers are even offered to Vishnu. We saw Vaman Sukta. Then we also come to another saint with him. But today I am not touching on these contributions of the saints. Today I have got another very message. I thought I should share it with you. It's regarding two stages. I was supposed to, I had it in mind that how does a person of inner peace can work towards world peace. How can a person of inner peace can work towards world peace? We assume that the saints, the prophets, the religious heads, the spiritual heads are themselves enlightened. Let us assume right now. And if they are enlightened, does the journey stop there? The journey doesn't stop there. Because when with enlightenment, God sends you another duty. And that another duty which comes to you is to see that you pass on what you have gained. It comes automatically. It is something, probably an inbuilt system. It's like two sides of the same coin. So when the knowledge comes to you, you don't sit back and relax and then decide that, "No, all right, now I'm enlightened enough, and for me, I am able to maintain my peace, mind at peace and happiness, so my duty is done." No, it comes with another message to you, or it just comes along with another attitude in you which you feel it is your need, but probably it is just a law which is created so by the creator, so that man continues to work on this path of enlightenment. Now his journey needs to go towards world peace. Now, since today the world is in a turmoil, there are many issues, probably hundreds and thousands of issues before the world for it to be solved and taken care of. So what we can do is we can contribute a little bit of it. So let us see how we can work towards world peace. So the first thing which came to my mind is where the journey is from inner peace to world peace. So suppose we tend to form a small little group. Let's say we form a group which is called IPWP. And let's just assume that we have started it. IPWP. It's inner peace, from inner peace to world peace. And in this, then who is the people who belong, who can be rightly part of inner peace understanding? I mean, how would you know that you have attained inner peace or enlightenment? How do you know that you have attained enlightenment? So let us just categorize and see whether we are really fit into that people of inner peace. Now, in this world, would you like to contribute something, or are you still waiting for the world to contribute towards you? Are you waiting? Are you now capable of offering something to the world rather than receiving? If you are on the receiving end, then let us say you may not be enlightened. We will just try and categorize for our understanding. We are not going to judge anybody, but you can judge yourself. You can judge yourself. Do you want to contribute something to the world, or do you want the world, something still from the world? So if you are waiting for something still to come to your way, then probably let us not say that we are working towards world peace. So if we are working towards world peace, there has to be a level which you have attained through inner peace, and that is whether you want to continue to offer something. Let us take example of any nature. Sun, he's all the time wanting to offer. Does he need to gain light? Not really. He just keeps on shedding light, and he doesn't get exhausted. Or you talk of air, it keeps flowing. It doesn't stop. It doesn't need to stop. Whatever, you take any part of nature, and it is all the time willing to give you something, and it is continuously giving you. So are we in a position, and then we can judge ourselves to be probably enlightened, and so that you can offer something to the world. You can and you want to. That's very important. Now these people, let us say there are 100 such people who have come together. We have about 100 religions. Let us say the heads of these 100 religions have come together because now they have something to offer to the world rather than they be wanting something from the world. Suppose that is the position, and you are about part of those 100. It's an inner circle, and you are part of those 100 together. Now when you are together in that inner world, there are 4 types of services you can render. We have to know, what can I do? What can I do? Are you capable to contribute to the world on physical plane, or mental plane, or intellectual plane, or spiritual plane? For example, if you are let's say we have some rich people, tycoons here, like Ambanis are there, Poonawalas are there. I'm not much into this world, so my names may be very short, but there might be some hundreds and millions of rich people also. Do they want to be a part and parcel of this program? If they want to be, then they can take the responsibility of contributing something, let us say on physical level. So maybe donations or funds or rations or clothes or whatever. Probably these are huge bodies. Somebody very powerful person who is generous needs to come forth. Let us just give an example. We are just talking about our journey from inner peace to world peace. Now the second one, which is important again, is an emotional support. So emotional support, let us first straight away start at looking upon the entire universe and the creation as all as same. That's the first thing. Anybody in front of me is like me. Let us start there, because you are so dear to your own self. If you want to give compliments to somebody else, you have to say, my God, she's like me. You know what I mean? They are like me. They love to be good, they love to be honest, they love to enjoy. So all this self-praise comes along, but provided are you willing to share, are you willing to say that the person in front is like you. So let us make a simple, let us take the emotional category to keep on remembering that the world is like them. All the creatures in the world is like them. So if we start at that emotional level, then intellectual level, that is what MIT here has been doing. It's contributing to the intellectual content. So for people from inner peace have to come together. So various heads of various religions are coming together and they are working hand in hand together. But they have to move towards world peace. Are they willing to give, or are they still wanting to get something, whether in form of lands, or whether in form of properties, whether in form of certain rights to be obtained, whatever. Are you wanting something from the world? If you're wanting something, then you don't come into this category. There's nothing right and wrong if you want something, but it's just that we are trying to categorize. We want people of internal peace to be there together. So if they come together and in intellectual content they want to offer something to the world, then whether you use any scripture, you can use any scripture, you can be of any religion, you can, because you want to give something to the world. That itself is going to unite you all. That's going to unite you all. Are you in the category of wanting to give? Then you are a part and parcel of this intellectual organization, let us say. And the fourth one is the spiritual organization. Now the spiritual organization, what does it have, what do we do? Now how can I contribute spiritually? Let's just take up the responsibility of prayers for the world. Let us belong to that group who is willing to say prayers for the world. So these are probably the four kinds of services the IPWP might be able to contribute towards the program. Now, of course, third question arises, what is the duration you are expecting for the world peace to be attained? What will be the duration? Let's say next 10 years, next 15 years. Normally, in Indian philosophy, sorry, we have to work for 12 years to call it tap. Tap, that is prayer. I'll need to drink some water. Give me a second. Sorry about that. So actually, the period of austerity, tap we call it, tapashcharya, austerity, is considered to be 12 years. So let us say from 1921, 31 and 33. So let us say we are going to use 12 years on this program. I'm already 73, so I don't know. But let's assume, since there is longevity here now, we can hope to be a part and parcel of it. Am I in a position to contribute financially? No. Intellectually, probably yes. Emotionally, yes. As well as spiritually, yes. So now period, 12 years. So from today, 12 years I'm going to give myself totally to the concept of going from my journey from inner peace to world peace. That's going to be my part of my responsibility. That's going to be something that I'm going to voluntarily take upon myself. And I'm going to decide as much as possible, contribute to the world in whichever way I can, contribute to the world. And the fourth question that comes up is the duration and how much of the world needs to be actually in the category under IPWP concept. 1/3, 2/3, 3/4, whatever it is. It's a huge thing. The world is huge, large, vast. So we need to. So let us begin with let's say majority or whatever you call it. But let us start somewhere. Let us start somewhere so that the waves soon moves on. And all those, first basically we are talking about people who are already enlightened. We are not talking of common people. So those who are enlightened, to whichever religion you belong to, are you willing to give something or are you still wanting something from the world? Please friends, if we need to make our journey towards world peace, all of us, those who are interested, because we alone can save the world. If we need to save the world and we need to move on towards world peace, those who are already enlightened, the heads of religious heads or spiritual heads or medical heads or whatever, wherever you are, of business heads, that is how the community earlier in Yajna was performed. They were kings and business tycoons who came forth to contribute towards financial contribution towards Yajna. There were masters who were learned, who chanted mantras and tried to explain the importance of mantras. Then there were third who came from the various fields of bringing cows, milk, bringing wood from the woodcutter brought the woods, the cowherd boy brought the milk, the agriculture, the farmer brought some agricultural grains and all to offer. So, and even the gods were included, and that was called a yajna. That was called a yajna. So, where all the gods, the seen and unseen, entire world was brought together under that concept. So, probably, and it is so said that during that time when yajna was going on, we had the tallest of the 7 rishis in the world. Those were the rishis, they have interacted with gods. Was that a system which probably gave a more access to the interaction? Is that system lacking now? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand Ved myself. But I want to understand whether that system was more powerful, or are these values more equally good? That is, you are willing to keep offering something to the world than take it. Friends, we're studying Ved. I think there's a lot we could all understand, and these elements are common to all religions. Air, the fire, the sky, the space. Yeah, Agni, as I told you, Agni is for transformation. So you worship Agni for transformation. You worship air, the Vayu, for movement in your life. And there is some beautiful concepts there. I'm not going to promote anything to other religions. I just want to try and see whether we can have groups of people coming together who are only willing to offer something that they possess, whether it's on physical level, intellectual, spiritual, or emotional level. So I'm going to suggest this to Dr. Karad of MIT here. He's been almost 1996 onwards. That has been the objectives of World Peace University, and I would like to see whether this sort of an organization, will we need an IPWP call it a bank or something where people can donate? Will we need an emotional system which is going to help and see who are the needy ones? Will there be an intellectual? Can we hold at least one program per month for next 12 years as an intellectual contribution to various people of various heads? And let's see. But this is just a beginning, and I would like to dedicate my next 12 years, if possible, on a journey which will take me from, let us assume that I belong to this internally aware, peaceful person wanting to contribute to the world and reach the level of world peace member. With my, this is Swami Radhikananda. Let us use all the scriptures that we have, and let us use it in a light which is going to save mankind. This is Swami Radhikananda from Pune. Thank you.